Good afternoon, YouTube. What's going on? It's Pastor Matt back again with another daily dose of defense. Now, like I said, what we're going to start doing here is we're going to go through Irenaeus' Against Heresies. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to look at the different beliefs of the Gnostic sects and what they were advancing. And today what we're really going to do is we're going to look at the definition of free will as Irenaeus saw it, and as he spoke of it against these Gnostic believers. Now, this free will definition that I'm going to use to talk about and come against is from the Gnostics, but was once again discussed in the writings of John Calvin. John Calvin wrote in his Institutes of Christian Religion, Volume 5, "We proved above that something not subject to free choice is nevertheless voluntarily done." He's saying that it can't be done by free choice, but it can be done voluntarily. Now, voluntarily, by definition, is arising from one's acting on one's own free will. So, that's kind of ridiculous and circular reasoning. He's saying, we're going to prove that things can be done voluntarily and not yet be done by someone's free will. Now, this would be the case that is taken up by many of his believers throughout history, including the likes of John MacArthur, and most notably by Dr. James White, who we're going to see a little clip of here in a minute. Ignatius would write, "If anyone is truly religious, he is a man of God. But if he is irreligious, he is a man of the devil, made such, not by nature, but by his own choice." So Ignatius is saying that we have to make a choice of which way we're going to go. Now, this seems to be quite at odds with what Dr. White says. And I'll put a full link to the video of the debate that he's having in the description section below. Let's take a view.
The thesis that I was to defend is that man does not have free will to accept or reject Christianity. And the reason I believe that is because it is God who is glorifying himself in the salvation of a specific people. And if he leaves that up to us, he is not going to be glorified in the perfect work of his Son in our behalf.
In Book 4 of Against Heresies, Irenaeus, he starts giving us this picture of what the Gnostics are saying with regards to free will. And the regards is that they're saying that we do not have free will as human beings. However, in section 4 of chapter 37, he writes, "No doubt, if anyone is unwilling to follow the gospel itself in its power, it is in his power to reject it. But it is not expedient." Meaning, you can reject it if you so desire. Probably not the best of ideas, but you can reject it if you do not desire to hear it. "For it is in a man's power to disobey God and to forfeit what is good. But such conduct brings no small amount of injury and mischief. If then it were not in our power to do or not to do these things, what reason had the apostle, and much more the Lord himself, to give us counsel to do some things and to abstain from others? But because man is possessed of," big word here, "free will from the beginning, and God is possessed of free will in whose likeness man was created, advice is always given to him to keep fast the good, which thing is done by means of obedience to God." So Irenaeus here is saying that absolutely we have free will. We can use our free will to do one of two things. Follow God, that's thing one. He says that's the good thing. Or to not follow God, that's thing two. He says this is not the good thing. So contrary to what Dr. White says with regards to free will, early church fathers, we see it in Ignatius, we see it in Irenaeus. Now Ignatius learned from John. Irenaeus would learn from Polycarp, who learned alongside of Ignatius. So this is being taught very early in the church, that we have the freedom of the will to be able to choose to do that which is good. That's a key thing that we have to keep in mind. This has been another daily dose of defense. Thank you for watching, and God bless.